Subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update. Hello everyone. Today on Lady Mary Bath, we are Goodwill shopping at the Fairfield location on Highway 290 in Cypress, Texas, just down from the outlet mall. Lots of changes at Goodwill Houston makes it a bit harder to find those deals. With Treasure Island gone, there's no more jewelry in the store that we found in previous visits. The challenge is on. Let's go treasure hunting. Join me. I can't wait to see what they've got for us in store today. Some favorite finds from previous visits include lots of James Avery pendants, a silver ornament, Kendra Scott jewelry, and one of my favorite finds, a diamond necklace from this case right here. Welcome to the Goodwill Fairfield location on Highway 290 in Cypress, Texas. We want to first look for that color of the week. It is yellow, 50% off of any tags that you find. It's a great discount. And they have a new program, Style Your Space, for half the price on Fridays only for Goodwill Rewards members, and that's easy to join at any register. Let's have a look at the store. They have a large selection of bicycles on the other side of the store and lots of interested shoppers. This carousel is a bit of an unusual find, and they do disclaim here that it does not turn. I like that they test their electronics, $24.99. A silver-plated teapot, perfect for a floral centerpiece. I host many tea parties at the Junior League of Houston where I bring silver teapots, great for traveling, $19.99. A Margaritaville Jimmy Buffett margarita machine. That's an unusual find too, $99.99. These sell for, I think, about $250 Williams-Sonoma and the higher-end kitchen stores. And it works. They have changed the layout of the store since we've been here last, and they have moved some of the collectibles and housewares up front. We will also go have a look at dishes in the back in just a bit. This looks like Mikasa. It was actually from a Houston company, Wicks and Sticks, for a pillar candle holder. That's unusual. Let's have a look at some of these shelves. It holds a taper candle. The perfect pair of ceramic angels from the mid-century. We sometimes see these at antique stores. Would be a nice addition to your winter decor. They are $9.99 each. And they were made in a ceramic studio by Lillian in 1978. A nice collection of Japanese Satsuma pottery. This is earthenware with a distinctive crackled glaze that is intricately painted and detailed, with figures, animals, florals, gilded, and has a beautiful back stamp, Japan, that originated in the Satsuma province. It was a popular Western export. This vase is priced at $19.99. The small dish was $9.99. It is not food safe. It is for display. The perfect pair. A crystal basket, ideal for the upcoming spring season. Priced at $9.99. That is lead crystal, as we have learned in a recent visit to the cottage shop. I shared some ways to identify crystal. One of the best finds of the day with this paperweight. Such artistry goes into this. You can see the canes that make up the design. It's great to research paperweights. I've shared some information at the Carmine Dance Hall, where they have quite a collection. It's not often that we find a Millefiori paperweight at Goodwill. This is Murano glass. We see that sticker on the back. It is made in Italy, has beautiful blues and greens, and would be a great gift. This can be placed on a coffee table, side table, and be used as a paperweight on your desk. I absolutely adore this. $34.99 is a higher price point, but these do sell for about $125 on the secondary market. The early bird gets the worm and the Murano paperweight. Not too many customers in the store this early. They're mostly looking for fashion. Let's head over to dishes and housewares. I always look for dishes at a Goodwill store. It is heavier and harder to ship with e-commerce, and I find that some very good labels get passed through and hit the shelves. Let's have a look. They do pull a lot of the top brands from the store for their website, and especially in this section, Mackenzie Childs, Royal Copenhagen, and some of those brands you will not find. But dishes are harder to ship, so we may get lucky today. The Kenosha pattern from Noritake with the beautiful back stamp, made in the US zone. That is a great find. And this pastel dish would be perfect for Easter. And it has the Wedgwood back stamp in the Angela pattern. A sweet dish that is bone china and has a beautiful back stamp from Wedgwood. The Angela pattern was made from 1980 to 1998. It has a swirl design. This would have been part of a dinnerware set, but perhaps they also made a giftware line, as Wedgwood often did. With the pastel colors, that could be perfect for Easter. You could use this as a wine coaster, jewelry dish, or serve bonbons. Tiara glass, mid-century plates that are quite familiar. You may see these in antique stores. And the back stamp gives us lots of great information. I'll tell you more about that in just a bit. I like the amber color. I'm thinking $4.99 is a bit high. If it had a teacup, maybe. I would wait for the color of the week on this one. The dinner plates I find to be more interesting and useful. Priced at $6.99. This has a great history with the Boston and Sandwich Glass Company that I have shared in previous visits. And this would be a great item to hang on a plate wall in your breakfast room. And that shield back stamp gives us lots of information. A great example of Japanese exports for 1940s and 60s affordable dinnerware. They had fruit and floral motifs that they exported to the United States and other Western countries. If we turn it over and look at that back stamp, we can see Esco, Japan. Great way to do your research. This rim soup has a beautiful gold border, typical of the mid-century with the styling. I'll tell you more about the condition and usage. This rim soup would be ideal for a plate wall. You can also place it on an easel for display. It does have crazing throughout. And if we turn it over, we also see discoloration. It is no longer food safe. We can still appreciate and enjoy this beautiful piece. Here's a closer look at this series of plates. You see lots of fruit and nuts depicted. The pineapple is absolutely perfect, my two favorite fruits, along with the strawberries. This one has a whiter gold rim. And I'll tell you more about the manufacturer and the history of these. Germany has a history in porcelain production, not just in the mid-century, but this back stamp tells us it is Bayreuther Waldsassen that has its roots in 1866 in Bavaria, in an area known for porcelain production and also referred to as Porzellanstraße, Porcelain Road. And we can date this because the back stamp also says 100 Jahre. It is their 100th anniversary, and that would put this at 1966. My mother received a set of these plates for her wedding in 1968. A wonderful find for $2.99. These look like Gien rim soups with the blue and white. They are porcelain made in Italy. Rim soups are ideal for serving dessert or pasta. The amethyst bowl would be perfect for a salad. And a classic white serving bowl with a gold rim, priced at $8.99. And a beautiful back stamp made in Bavaria. We will find more pieces in this collection. And many Goodwill stores price dishes individually. These coffee cups are $4.99 each, all with the same back stamp. A serving dish, a sugar bowl, and a gravy boat. And this is one piece, $6.99, and a bundle of saucers, salad plates, rim soups, and dinner plates. 24 pieces for $59.99 I think is very fair. and you don't have to hand carry these back from Germany. We do see these a lot in their local thrift stores, and I'm headed over to Germany, and stay tuned for some segments there. I'm loving this. Perfect for dessert sauce and the sugar bowl. And the lid is intact in perfect condition. Made in West Germany. A timeless pattern. This West German dinnerware set has a Mitterteich back stamp. That is a town in Bavaria and a company known for porcelain production dating back to 1887, founded by Ludwig Lindner. I have shared the extensive history in a visit to the Trödelcenter in Germany. This is a wonderful addition to your tabletop collection. And the sugar bowl is such fun. You could also use that for sugar packets and perhaps even some loose tea. Such a classic dish set. And we have lusterware with a romantic design, sort of a Rococo style. And you can see that iridescent sheen, complete with a coffee pot, teacups, saucers, sugar, and creamer. And the back stamp is Imperial, fine porcelain German design. It doesn't say made in Germany. I'm thinking it is made in Japan. And these are priced individually. A customer bought these for her daughter to have a tea set. Great find. And you don't often see lusterware in Germany. That's why I'm thinking that it is truly from Japan. And they did add it all up to see the cost, and they made a great choice to take that home. In great condition, too. Sugar and creamer, we find another set. And this one is made in the USA. $4.99 for the creamer is a great price for Lenox. I did look these up on eBay, and they sell for about $80 and up. A great buy today. You'll notice that distinct design for the lid on that sugar bowl. Many of the Lenox patterns have that. It has a raised design. Such a great piece. $7.99 for the sugar, and it's brand new with a Lenox tag. It's never been used. From the Lenox Presidential Collection, the Hancock pattern was made from 1988 to 2021. Very well priced. This is the older style. Later, they introduced a more modern version. For the reseller, this would be a great deal. Perfect for entertaining. You can have a charcuterie board all in one. I like to find teapots at resale shops, and this one has a brand new tag. It's priced at $10.99, and that back stamp tells us it is from Sasaki Cayman Silver. A rather unusual cooking implement, one that you see in the high-end kitchen stores. I'll tell you more about the uses. My friend Chrissy in London does lots of gourmet cooking. I'm sure she knows exactly what to make with this. Let's turn it over and look for a back stamp. Handmade in Portugal for sur la table. I'm sure you would pay a lot more retail. You may see this when you're out thrifting and you're not sure of its purpose. This tagine is used for traditional Moroccan cooking and was originally used by nomads as a cooking vessel placed over an open fire. And it's ideal for the modern kitchen. It sells for $60 at Sur La Table, and today at Goodwill, it's $9.99. The apple of my eye. This dish is fantastic. You could even make a cobbler in this. $7.99, or place some Granny Smith apples inside. This pumpkin dish at $3.99 would be nice for candle making. And this pie plate is a 1950s beauty, $3.99. I'll tell you more about the history, and you won't believe the name of the color. From Pyrex, it is oven safe and highly collectible. I like to pick up pie plates when I'm out thrifting. They're ideal for quiche. This one is a mid-century find, introduced by Pyrex in 1952 as part of their primary colors line, and this is known as flamingo. The pie server is perfectly placed next to our 1950s pie plate. It is $2.99. You'll want to look for that hallmark. It is from Wallace, 1810, which is the best quality stainless steel. You want to buy nothing less than that. You could bake a buttermilk pie and bring that as a hostess gift, and you might be invited back. This has a provincial look, $2.99, and it is marked Provincial Designs from Nikko, made in Japan. They also make a famous Christmas dish pattern. A set of canisters that's great for brightening up your kitchen, perfect for storage. And I like that these are priced together, $25.99 for 4 pieces. Oftentimes they do price these separately, and I'm glad that this will be sold as one unit, along with the scoop. An Anchor Hocking cake plate complete with a cake dome. This is $11.99. They had the identical one brand new in a box for $19.99. I like this price better. I sometimes buy these just for the cake dome to add to my antique cake stand collection. This is one of my favorite finds of the day. Unbelievable. It's hard to even find this in an antique store. A very famous pattern with a great history. Desert Rose. Let's try and look at that back stamp. The price is amazing at $9.99. It is Franciscan. They've gone through several ownerships, and this one is Interpace. I'll tell you more about the history of this and the designer. A hidden gem and fabulous find with this Franciscan Desert Rose teapot in perfect condition. It has a back stamp of Franciscan Interpace, which dates it to 1961 to 1979. It was designed in 1941 by Annette Honeywell for Franciscan with that rustic California aesthetic. That is a great deal at $9.99. A nice set of tawny or smoky glass dishes and pitchers. A wonderful vessel. I've shared many different uses in a segment. And great for gifting. I have so many ideas for these. This is from Rosher. It is porcelain, made in China. Priced at $9.99. Pitcher perfect, and it's a tough choice. A classic basket weave porcelain pitcher, and also the Mexican hand-blown glass. This would be my pick. Great for Tex-Mex. You can fill this with iced tea or sangria. Priced at $9.99 with the cobalt accents. It is oversized, and I'm loving this. It's not all about the fine china. We also need some metalware for serving. I like the beading around this one. And of course, we have to look for a back stamp. This one looks like a castle. Bunilum, made in the USA. I'll share some more information about this company. And it also has a glass insert. I can feel it with the weight, $19.99. That's a great piece. A covered casserole with a bit of history. This is aluminum. And if we look at that back stamp, which is a roadmap to the history of a piece, we see Bunilum. And when we research it, we find that this is a company that was popular in the 1940s through the 1960s, started by a German metalsmith, Friedrich Güner, and his partner, Vanna, in the USA. And this company was later sold to Pfalzgraf. This would be a great addition to your serving. Silver can clean up nicely. Use your imagination when you're out shopping. The right silver cream is available at all grocery stores, or Haggerty's silver spray will work nicely. $19.99, and the back stamp shows us it is quality from Poole Silver Company in Taunton, Massachusetts. That is a great piece. And it has a monogram. The letter G. And we find even more silver-plated pieces with an open vegetable. It looks to have a hammered edge. That's quite an interesting piece. along the lid as well. $14.99. I think that would be fabulous, polished. This is from a pottery studio, $19.99 from 1993, pretty in purple. Another great find. Serve in mid-century style. The Autumn Daisies pattern was made by Anchor Hocking, as you can guess by the colors, the late 1960s through the 70s, priced at $9.99. Oven and microwave safe. Anchor Hocking has an interesting history, and they are still in business today. Metalware with an angel for hanging and a trivet that has the Ralph Lauren vibes with the horses, priced at $5.99. And I just know this must be from Arthur Court. That is a very good price. From 2001. Would be a great hostess gift as well. This is the most interesting bell I've ever seen, $7.99. They just put this out. Very rustic. I like the brass napkin rings. I wish they were priced as a set instead of individually. Let's have a look at this silver-plated dish. Priced at $11.99. It has the initial S, which I'm loving. It will polish up nicely. A silver-plated dish with the initial S. This is perfect for $11.99. And if we look at that back stamp, it gives us lots of information. This is from the Benedict Manufacturing Company, and it is marked EPNS, which is electroplated nickel silver. This company has its roots in East Syracuse, New York, from 1894 to 1953. A vase to fill your space. Many homes have a recessed area for a decorative object. Usually you need something rather tall. Fill this with dried flowers or silks for $9.99, and that might be just what you're looking for. And I saw a lady with this in her cart when I was checking out. These candle holders are perfect and priced individually, $5.99. And we'll turn it over and find the original tag from Kohl's. A nice selection of trios of candle holders. This one is the shortest in the set, $5.99. They are priced individually. And if we look here, we see the original price tag from Kohl's, $24.99. One way that you can use these, besides adding a pillar candle, is to place a rechargeable bulb here and a shade and adapt that into a lamp that you can place anywhere, including the center of your table. Lots of choices with the candle holders. There is a customer who shops this store to upcycle them into the lamps. I met lots of viewers in the store today, Laura, Robert, and Natalie, and they were all happy to get the latest copy of the Houston Thrift Guide. Standing tall, this giraffe would be a great addition to your wildlife collection. I have quite a few items that I use for events. Wild About, and you can fill in the blank. The first one I hosted was Wild About Chocolate. Affordable decorative elements. This is a modern look at $8.99. You could place that on an easel if you're trying to fill a space. The fleur-de-lis and crackle glass look like they're probably from Hobby Lobby. You never know what you'll find here. And I always try to look in the artwork. You might find something for your space if you're looking for artwork for a teenage girl's room or for your closet. Chanel, lots of fashion labels. And even some vintage framed art. This needlework is something you might find in Round Top. And I can tell you this is a much better price, $9.99. Loving the pink and green. Let's have a look in the glassware. I see the classic Blue Willow, probably the most famous pattern. It originated in England in the late 1700s. And this is made in England. You can see that back stamp. Priced individually, $3.99 each. And I've shared the history of the transferware and a visit to the Stockyard Antiques in Sealy. The Adams cup, a very familiar pattern and an older back stamp. This first appeared in the 1950s, and I can tell this is a much older one. Priced at $3.99 for a demi-tasse cup. And if that's your pattern, then that would be a good deal. These are sturdy and would add a nice addition to your dinner table. And I'll tell you more about this pattern. They actually have them in another color as well. Noritake launched the Sweet Swirl line in 1985. This was a popular bridal selection in the 1990s. They made them in pink, aqua, and blue. This is priced at $3.99. Let's have a quick look at the handbags. You never know if you will find a top brand, but they do pull most of these to place in their e-commerce. The website is shopgoodwill.com. Vera Bradley, you often find at this location, perhaps because of the store being just down the street. And you always want to look for that condition. $12.99 is fair. Michael Kors, $29.99. I like the classic blue. Not exactly my style, but I would probably wait for the color of the week. This is from Katie Loxton. And Lily Pulitzer, that would be a fun beach bag. Some great colors there for $14.99. I would say generally I would wait for the color of the week for most of the handbags. I do like Kate Spade. Someone was considering this. $39.99, it is all leather, and as I was checking out, I saw that someone had hung it up near the register. Guess they had second thoughts. Some of the top brands and handbags are culled and placed on their e-commerce site, shopgoodwill.com, but we occasionally find some great deals. This is a Kate Spade backpack, and as we've seen, they also have lots of Vera Bradley. The outlet mall is just a few blocks away. Be sure to shop the store several times, otherwise you might miss something that's fresh from the cart. Let's have a look in this area of housewares. Some mid-century finds that would be ideal for Hollywood set designers. These are pressed glass. You can see the mold mark in the ice bucket. I did meet two ladies last year at the River Oaks location who are set designers working on an Annie Potts film, and they wanted a horse head that I purchased, and they should be calling soon. $9.99 for the ice bucket, probably from the 1960s. And pink milk glass is not something you see every day at a Goodwill store, from the Jeanette Glass Company, priced at $19.99. This crystal pattern you often see at antique stores. It is Mikasa. They made votive, different size bowls, and that's something fun and festive for the holidays. Thanks for coming along with me today. We found some great items. I would love to hear from you in the comments about the deals that you have found in your local thrift stores. So glad you joined me today for Goodwill shopping. We found some interesting items, all with a bit of history. One of my favorite finds of the day is the Franciscan Desert Rose teapot from the mid-century in perfect condition. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with thrifting.